I'm Kellen Marion, and welcome to STEM to Share. In today's episode, we're interviewing...
My name is Sarah Jane Pepper. I'm a park ranger at Joshua Tree National Park.
What inspired you to get a job with the National Park Service?
I knew when I was pretty young that I wanted a job where I could be outside. So I was definitely one of those kids who didn't have a lot of patience for school. When I was in high school, I went on a tour of Mammoth Cave, which is a national park in Kentucky, with my family. And we went on this, they have a wild cave tour that usually most cave tours you're just walking around. But they offer this wild cave tour that's like 6 hours and you're just crawling through these tiny spaces. You get all muddy and wet. And our guide for that tour was this young woman who I just couldn't believe. She said this is her job every day. She just takes people climbing around through the mud in the cave. And I thought that was just the coolest thing. So that's what made me want to be a park ranger. And just finally seeing, someone who has a job like that was, I think, really inspiring to me.
Can you please tell me a little bit about your educational background?
Since I knew that I wanted to have a job where I was working outside, I definitely pursued a lot of opportunities when I was in high school, especially. So I was a scout too. I was a Girl Scout and I was in Venture Scouts. I don't know if they still have that, but Venture Scouts is like the part of Boy Scouts that let girls in. And I did a lot of outdoor activities. So a lot of backpacking, rock climbing, whitewater rafting. I worked at a summer camp that was like a rustic outdoorsy summer camp in the summer times. And when I went to college, I decided on a degree. When you are looking for degrees, usually they say like professions that people get after pursuing that degree. So I pursued a degree in outdoor recreation because when I looked on the big list, it said, if you have this degree, you can be a park ranger. I went to Indiana University and they have a really good outdoor recreation program. So it was really practical, really hands-on. I had jobs on campus leading adventure trips. So almost every weekend I was camping or backpacking. And I think that was really important for me because in order for me to be professional at work, I have to be really comfortable in the outdoors. So it was really good for me to have a strong background. I'm never nervous that I'm not going to be able to find my way with a map and compass. I feel really confident, just operating in a rustic area far away from any development without, communication or the ability to use my phone. So I think that was really important, that I just had a lot of experiences that helped me be confident in the outdoors so that now when I'm outside working, I'm not really thinking about any environmental challenges so much as I'm able to just focus on the work.
What do you find exciting about your job?
Everything. So my favorite thing about my job is that I work with kids a lot. So I love being in the park. I love being outside, but once you have, new kids every day, you just get to see it through someone else's eyes, and the things that they pay attention to, the things that they are surprised by are often things that I have overlooked. So it's really inspiring, to just see a kid who picks up a rock that I probably walked by 100 times and never noticed, and they'll bring it to me and hold it up like, look at this has sparkles in it. So it's just refreshing to meet a lot of people and get to see the park from their perspective.
In general, what advice would you give to students?
My advice to students would be to get that outdoor experience. So that's something that you can do, especially if you're involved with scouting or you have other opportunities to do something that challenges you outside. The more, it really does take a lot of time. And I'm sure, being in the scouts, it takes a lot of campouts before you kind of know how to operate outside. So I would definitely recommend a lot of that. And I would also recommend a lot of community exploration. So there are organizations all over the country, in every city, probably in your community too, that are doing conservation work that usually is kind of under the radar. So you can find those groups, that do river cleanups or that have little private conservation areas, and start to network with them. Just the more you can learn and get exposed, to people doing jobs like this, the more information you'll have, the better foundation you will have built.
What makes Joshua Tree National Park special?
Everything special about it. I think the thing that wows me is how resilient it is. So today, for example, it's 95 degrees outside. My iPad got too hot, I got too hot, I had to come in. For all the plants and animals that live in this park, they're out there all the time. And this is just the beginning of summer. Like, this is a place with really harsh conditions, and the plants and animals that live here are just so inspiring. Like, the conditions that they thrive in are conditions that most living things would want to escape from, and they've really put down roots here. So I feel like it's a good metaphor for embracing challenges, really blooming where you're planted, adapting, and finding ways to overcome things that are difficult.
Thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe, and please follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Links are in the description below. Bye.